Hello and welcome to Today in the News on Vanguard Live. I am Precious Chukudi. All right, we begin with the front pages of the papers, starting off with Vanguard this morning. Vanguard is leading with polls, 93.47 million voters to participate. That's coming from INEC. The writer says vows to go ahead with the election, present voters registered to parties, North gets 50.162 million voters, South 43.305 million, Northwest, Southwest top zones. On page 7, train attack, 20, not 31 people kidnapped, says Edo government. Terrorists killed to abduct 4 women in Kaduna village. We can also see a photo story with Buhari meets Kuka. And stories below on page 14. 1 million naira for SAN application. Lawyers divided over fee. Brain drain. Nigeria loses over 1,800 doctors, healthcare workers in December 2022. That's coming from NMA. Sports. Mba knocks Pisiero's Eagles. Stories above, we have a presidency. Tinubu Atiku trade wars over health credibility status. The writer says, worry about ex-VP's health credibility, not me. Tinubu tells Nigerians, you are unfit to hold office as president. Atiku Okowa mocks APC candidates. All right, let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. The Punch is leading with INEC final list. Northwest, Southwest tops 93 million voter register. The writer says that Lagos has 7 million voters. Kano has 5 million voters. Kaduna has 4 million. INEC rules out postponement, says no going back on poll timetable. The president and the rigorous gadfly. Marketers project 6-month fuel scarcity. You can see that on page 17. Jailing my husband's killer will caution drunk drivers. Widow of slain baker. CCTV exposes Ogun hotel murder suspect. Stories above. Chime Nnamani orders Sean Tinubu's Enugu rally. UK shuts Obi's company over account issues. That's coming from a report. PDP seeks alliance with 11 parties. INEC can't be trusted for credible polls. That's coming from Showore. Well, let's take a look at the Nation newspaper. The Nation is leading with Northwest, Southwest top 93.5 million likely votes. There's a table of registered voters showing there. Lagos leads with 7 million. INEC releases voter list to parties. 49.5 million men, 44.4 million women, 37 million youths registered. And there's a quote that says, in the last 2 days, we commenced the airlifting of other sensitive materials to states across the country. Already, some of the materials for 17 states in 3 geopolitical zones have been delivered. Boko Haram, a plot to destroy Nigeria, says Buhari. Southeast to become industrial hub, says Tinubu. Stories above, APC PCC challenges Atiku on alleged corruption health status. Ekiti indebted to Tinubu, says Governor Yebanji. And lastly, on the front page of the Nation newspaper, 13 Edo train passengers still with kidnappers. All right, let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian is leading with INEC assures polls must hold, says 93.4 million eligible to vote. The writer says deletes underage voters. Lagos Kano maintains lead. Southeast lowest. Commission begins airlift of sensitive materials to state. IPAC vows to resist anti-democratic forces. Insecurity. Police direct operatives to intensify stop search operation in FCT. System failure. Safety system failure in US grounds over 5,000 flights. Stories above. Obi Kwankwaso Yakubu for Chatham House next week. Supreme Court rules on Jigawa APC Guba tickets tomorrow as appeal court upholds Kaduna's. Bandit killed 2, abduct 4 women in Kaduna. Lastly, on the front page of the Guardian newspaper, we have Edo train attack, 20 kidnapped, not 32, says commissioner. And that's all we can take on the front pages of the papers. Join us after the break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining, still today in the news on Vanguard Live, I am Precious Chukudi. Joining me to talk about some of the stories on the front pages of the paper is Mr. Oludare Mayowa. He's the publisher of Global Financial Digest. Good morning, sir. It's good to have you join me this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today.
All right, so let's delve in this morning, and we're talking about INEC. About 2 days ago, they had said that they are not sure if the election would hold. They might likely cancel or postpone the elections because of the wave of insecurity across the country. But they've come out again to assure us that they would continue with the election, that the election is going to proceed. What are your thoughts on this? Is insecurity a good reason not to go ahead with the elections?
Thank you very much. I think the person who spoke at that time was not probably who says he represented the chairman of the INEC and probably was saying probably he had his own personal view. I'm sure when if you can recall in 2015 there was security in the northeast, and yet we still went ahead and hold the election. I'm sure they were at the back for some backing that said they can hold the election even if there's a big emergency in the country. Probably looking at those who are disenfranchised and the volume of people who voted or the leading candidates, the NEC can declare election if those who did not have a phone to vote are not more than what the leading candidate votes that led. I mean, I'm sure that could have taken care of whatever the fear or the insecurity. Though, yeah, we agree that there are insecurity across the nation, but I'm not sure that is enough to stop the election. In my own position.
Hmm. All right. We can see an infograph showing, and according to the report, it says that for 2019 general election, Nigeria had a voter population of 84 million, and consequently, the register of voters for the 2023 general election stands at 93 million. With this data, what do you think have changed with over 9 million voters ready to cast their vote for the upcoming elections?
Number one, we have seen also an interest in registration of voters since last year, and we have seen the 26% of the registered voters. You know that there are more youth who are probably willing to vote this time around. So there's also the number of youths that have registered to vote this year. For me, is a good development for the nation if the youth are ready to participate in the electoral process and try to choose their leader. That should that they might be determined the chunk of people determined who wins this election this time around. And another segment of the data released by the INEC was that the northeast and southwest dominated the numbers of voters, which equally say a lot of things about the geographic locations of the bulk of the voters, and that means that the contestants, the presidential candidates, have to concentrate their effort in those two zones to ensure that they gather more votes so that it can help their cause. I think the data reveals a lot of information for people who want to make use of it, to use it genuinely to determine where the pendulum will swing at the end of the election.
Mm. All right, so let's move ahead and talk about this one. Now, the presidential candidates of the APC and PDP are seen always beating themselves, during campaigns. But the question I'd like to ask is, why can't politicians, focus on their, supposed electoral promises and manifestos? Why are they always attacking and, coming at each other during campaigns, talking about, health status and whatnot?
Yeah, it has become Nigerian style of politicking and campaign system. People want to paint your opposition black, want to expose the weakness of opposition so that the really will just view them that way. I think that become a common thing in our electoral process. And I'm sure at the end of the election, all of us will go back to default mode and go back as business as usual. It's not uncommon really. Yeah, I just like when I had APC accusing Atiku of ill-head and corruption and the rest. Like a pot calling the kettle black. So the PDP and APC are two sides of the same coin, really, instead of it. And for me, like I said, it's not unusual, really, and it's a thing we should be expecting at this time of the electoral coming. I'm sure most voters has made up their mind who they are going to vote for, regardless of the crowd, the noise, and the rest. The bulk of voters already made up their mind who they are going to vote for. So all those things might not really help anything.
All right, so let's talk about Edo train kidnap. And according to the Edo state government, they're saying that it's just 21 people, not 31, as said before. And that also we heard the reports that the kidnappers were actually asking for 20 million per victim. What do you think about the situation? How would you also speak about how it has been handled since it happened?
It's unfortunate, really, that you can see we continue to record some of this massive kidnapping of people, and our security system are not able to track immediately because you located the environment they were kidnapped and track the abductors and be able to rescue those who are abducted. I mean, this now. For me, the figure does not matter, either 20 or 30 or whatever the figure, the point that many people are kidnapped and the government or the security agents are not able to do anything so far to rescue them and to bring to book those who committed this crime. And it still speaks to our state of insecurity in this country, and that the governments need to do more. We can, especially in the age of technology, where we can deploy technology, area mapping, satellite mapping and the rest, to actually track the specific location of the abductors and where these were located, and send the troop to rescue people, so that we can deter. Because the more they're able to get away with some of this kidnapping, the more the fester. Because if you now paying a ransom behind the door to them, it encourages them, it boosts their morale that they can always get away with on this thing, and they will continue in their trade. So government need to do more. I'm not pleased the way it has been handled so far, because we are not shown that we are on top of the game, and government needs to do more. We are showing the people that they are security anywhere in the country.
All right, let's move ahead and talk about this one now. The Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) has called the government to declare a state of emergency on the health sector to address the issues of brain drain among medical doctors. And we saw a lot of the Jackpot movement last year. What do you think about it?
The medical sector is not the only sector that have been experiencing brain drain. You go to the banks today, find that most of the IT guys in Nigerian banks has migrated out of this country. That's why you have some fluctuations in their services. And so many sectors, the economic people are moving. It's a natural process for people to move from area of one to area of, area of lack to area of where it can abundant. And you can't stop that. And unless government can improve that, I mean, that also speaks to the fact that government need to improve the environment we operate in. As long as the environment is hostile, as long as people are finding difficult to survive, they will move. There's a freedom of moving across the globe. They will devise their move to where they can find comfort, where they can find improvement in their lifestyle. So government is important to what we are talking about the failure of government to improve the environment, to create the conducive environment for people to survive, or to practice their trade. And that is what we are talking about. For example, you are in Nigeria today, when you see how people are killing the doctor because of the mismanagement of patient. It's a picture reflection of what is happening in our system. Now, one single doctor can attend to 1,000 patients. It's human being will get tired, will get frustrated, and get drained, stressful for them. So if they can find a way where they can have more resources in a conducive environment, they will move. So government need to do something about this. That's improve the system, set up a system that works for people so that they can live here. I keep telling people that here is the best place to live, But if you call Nigeria becoming hostile, people will move. Naturally, people will move to area we can find peace, and that's what happened to us today. And it's not new, and it continue to happen until we have improvement in the economy, improvement in our environment, and people can say confidently that can work here and at least can live comfortably to a large extent.
All right, so let's take a look at Mr. and Mrs. before we go. And Mr. is speaking. He says, so you're no longer comfortable with the way we call each other. You mean baby? And Mrs. says, yes. And Mr. asks why. And she says that the children are laughing at us.
When you just imagine when the adults are calling the same baby in front of their children. So if their children are calling them baby too, what would be so it's so funny and so exciting to at least a comical relief.
All right, thank
so
you.
I'm trying to highlight that, to the public. The children are watching you, are calling baby. What are they going to call you back to? What are they going to call your children?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Oludari Mayo, publisher of Global Financial Digest. Thank you for sharing your thought with us. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. To find out updates, you can go to our website, www.vanguardindia.com. I am Precious Chukudi, and thank you for watching.